Hi there and welcome to Snowtopia. Snowtopia Early Access version has just released today and I've been lucky enough to have a sneak peek view of this. So today's video, I'm going to show you everything that's new in Snowtopia. Now, if you're new to Snowtopia, it's a game about building and managing your own ski resort. It's one of those lovely simulation titles that pops up every now and again where it's been made super well and with a lot of care and attention put into the little details. We've had the alpha version for a while and that was a great starter for 10, but I'm super happy to say there's a lot of other features now for us to play around with. So first of all, if we go into new game, there's 7 new maps for us to play with, and these now tell you the difficulty, so ranging from easiest with Mount Alpha to the most difficult 4 faces. The difficulty criteria is based on a number of points, so access to ski zones, which I'm guessing is where you can place the lifts and things, then slope diversity, which is going to be the type of slopes we can build, ground homogeneity, which is how smooth the ground is, so a less homogeneous map is going to have more irregularities to get through. Then we've got building land proportion, and that's going to be how much land is available to build things, which I'm really looking forward to doing. And last but not least, obstacle density. I'm guessing this is for things like the rocky outcrops. And I like the idea of things like the crater lake map. You're going to have to factor the lake into whatever you're building and work around it. Okay, so I've started a new map and we'll get straight into some of the new features. First off, we have a new maintenance tab, and in here we have some service buildings that we're going to need to both build and maintain the ski slopes. So first I need to place down the builder's lodge so we can build a slope. So let's just place that down here for now. I might move this later and it'll become clear later on when I do move it why I'm moving it, but for now this is fine. Now, in the previous iterations of the game, you didn't need any of this. You just basically started building your lifts and then you'd build your slopes from there, and you didn't need any maintenance to do it. Now we have what the game is calling volunteers, and they're basically workers, but obviously they can't call them workers because we don't have any financial management aspect to the game yet. Volunteers are needed to build things and keep things running, so I need to assign 2 volunteers to the construction lodge. This little marker up in the top tells me how many volunteers I currently have, so I've got 9 volunteers right now, and that number will slowly tick up as the game progresses. Let's assign a few of those to the construction lodge, and that's 2 volunteers now waiting to construct something else that I build. So we're back to the standard gameplay at this point. I need to construct a lift hill and a downward slope to attract skiers. I'll get that in and cut back. Right, so I've marked out a slope and we have a ski lift waiting to be built here. So what happens is the workers from in here, there's no animation for it, but what happens is they will slowly start building this up, and this little yellow box around the lift, that is the progress. So if we look at that, 18% progress. So just have to wait for that to be built, and it will have these little cones will disappear, and that will open up the slope for us. So let me speed that up a little bit. There we go. And as you can see, the workers are actually, I've got 11 workers now. So that is going up as well. Right. Okay, there we go. So that is our new ski slope and that should be built. And so it's not open yet because, again, you're going to need volunteers. So if I add a couple of volunteers in there, that will open up the ski lift. And this is our... Oh, it's not connected. Just one moment, we'll get that connected. So we need to click on there. Hang on, let me rebuild that. Right, okay, that's redone. And we have a nice, gentle slope in here. And here come our first skiers. Oh, there's a lot of them. So they're probably gonna queue up here and start complaining that there's a queue, because you do get an awful lot of people in when you've only got one slope. So the game is kind of encouraging you to build a lot more very quickly. So I'll jump out and head back when another feature pops up. Okay, so game asked me to build a green slope. So I did try and put a green slope over here, but apparently this is way too steep for that sort of thing. It's always coming out blue. So we've now got this piddly little, very much a green slope. I think even I could ski down that one. It's that small. I may regret it because I think the queue is going to be absolutely massive for this one at some point. But hey ho, it's a basic slope and we can take it out and change it in the future when we're allowed to build ones higher and whatnot. We'll see how we go. Anyway, game is now asking for me to put in a new feature, which is build a high altitude food kiosk. Now, the food kiosk is in this new tab, which is the surfaces, and this does build up, but at the moment all we've got is the food kiosk. So we're going to put this up here if it'll fit. Yep. Okay. So there we go. We've got a nice little food kiosk here where your skiers will get some comfort from eating and drinking and having a little rest at the top of the mountain. So let's speed that up and get it built. Here we go. There we go. And again, all these items need us to have volunteers. So there we go. Some volunteers are now in there. Okay, so next feature, we need to build a ski patrol lodge. And that comes under the maintenance. And this is basically, you see all these guys that have fallen over here. And, you know, they're pretty serious. I mean, that guy looks pretty injured. They need someone to come and rescue them. So we need to put in a little cabin here. Ooh, get the shape right. Yeah, it's oh, sometimes the fiddly screens. Hang on. There we go. Okay, so this is going to be the rescue for that. So here we go. And again, it'll need me to put some people in. Let's get some volunteers on there. And hopefully what that means is someone will come and help out these guys. There we go. Come and help out the guys that have fallen over. Now, there's quite a lot of them. I mean, this is a blue level hill. So they shouldn't be coming down here if they can't handle it, basically. Oh well, I guess we'll see. So what's up next? Now we need a mechanics workshop. Here you'll notice on this ski slope it'll be saying required maintenance. That's because you have to maintain all your ski lifts. So what I need to put in is a maintenance shed. So let's get one of those up. Find the right one. Mechanics workshop. And I tell you what, I'll put it over this way, so we're not interfering with any of the slopage there. And it'll fit just nicely in there. I think this. Wonder if this might take a little bit longer to build. Let's see. It seems to go up just as quick. I mean, these are all prefab, so it shouldn't take too long. Let's see. Okay, there we go. And a nice little ski mobile there. Nice. So let's add some workers in there as well. And last but not least on our maintenance for the moment is we need a snow groomer. And that will help maintain the slope so that hopefully we get less people injuring themselves if the slopes are maintained. So let's find another gap. There's a nice gap there. And we'll get the snow groomer out. It's a shame really that you don't see the snow groomer like come out and brush the snow or anything. They just sit there, unfortunately. But I mean, it's a nice little animation there that you've got as well. So it is all very quaint, the whole game. And yeah, both those need maintenance at the moment. Right, okay, so now they will come out and groom the slopes. Up next, we're getting into one of the more interesting features that's been added, and this adds another dimension to gameplay. We need to build a research laboratory, so let me find somewhere appropriate to fit that. I think here will do. It's quite a hefty building, so better to place it down here in the town out of the way. Now, once this is placed, this gives us the ability to research. That's how we start unlocking new features and new technology. So you have features that will help with lifts, maintenance and services. Some of these are things like here, you can research a soup bar or a small shelter, and that will unlock a new building we can place in the game. And other research like snow tyres and repair training, that'll unlock improvements to how the volunteers perform their duties. The lift research, that's the one I'm most interested in because that unlocks features that improves the lifts, like making them faster, or it unlocks new lifts like the gondola, and it allows them to be built at greater distances and steeper gradients. So basically with the research, all you need to do is make sure you've got some volunteers assigned into the laboratory and then go into the research screen and queue up whatever research is available. Now, you could probably mainline one or the other, or what I tend to do is just split evenly between all the three categories. So basically doing a bit of everything. Now, one of the other tabs we need to pay attention to up here is the skier tab. This shows us what type of skiers are at the resort, and you unlock different kind of skiers as you progress through the game. So we need to make sure we're catering to the skiers' needs. So this means having slopes that they want to ski down. Right now, we need to have slopes that appeal to those who like blue slopes, orange slopes, and green. Now, we've got blue and green. It's just the orange that we need more of. Probably a good idea if I get at least 2 of each to help with the queuing too. I've noticed we are having a bit of a problem there. There's a lot of angry faces because they're fed up waiting in a queue. I'll put down a couple more slopes and see how we're doing with that. I've been having a mess around with the slopes, and there's 6 now in total. 2 beginner courses that have extended out a bit, 2 blue, 1 orange and 1 black diamond course. This one is not for the faint-hearted. It takes you very close to some dangerous rocks back here. As time has progressed, I've also been unlocking research along the way. So we've now completely cleared out that first tier. That means I need to unlock this second tier and work out what route I'll be taking. Personally, I'm more interested in being able to make bigger and better slopes, so to be able to go further, have bigger gradients, that sort of thing. So I think I'm going to choose the first option because the second one is purely dealing with maintenance things. So it might lock me out of some of the maintenance stuff. I think that's how it works, but it means I get access to other technology that you might not get hold of if you go down the maintenance route instead. And that's everything that's new for base gameplay. You just work your way along with this process, unlocking more research, building bigger and better slopes, adding more places for skiers to rest, and figuring the biggest challenge is going to be with the different maps. I didn't want this video to be longer than necessary, so I'm not going to look at all the new maps now, but if there is interest, let me know in the comments and I'll take a deeper look at the other maps in an extended video, get building some insane hills. In the meantime, I hope this has given you a little insight into what's new with Snowtopia and whether it's a worthwhile investment. Personally, I think it's a wonderful little management sim, and it's worth taking into account this is still early access. The developers are very active and very keen to make this into a great game. The way everything's set up, I see this game venturing into financial aspects a lot more in the future, and I'd like to see us looking after accommodation as well. It's too much of a perfect opportunity to have like really luxury expensive chalets versus the boarding type, 12 beds in a room type situation. That would be great. But at the core, the best thing about this game is setting up the slopes. There's a certain thrill in nailing those black diamond slopes. Anyway, I'm rambling, so let me know what you think of this in the comments, and as always, thanks for watching, bye for now.